Hey, and welcome to a Shirts versus Skins recap. I'm the host of the show, Alistair Conrath. I just wanted to put together a YouTube video to put on YouTube, obviously. Uh, just to recap the Shirts versus Skins show, um, I want to build up a channel on YouTube, basically, for Shirts versus Skins. And I thought that doing a recap for the show that we recorded live today would be a good idea. So, with that said, I just wanted to touch on some of the topics that we did for the show, and then that's it. And easy peasy. And that'll be all. So, with that said, first thing we talked about today was Dan Marley, who is the coach right now at Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona. I think it's a good story because Grand Canyon in 2008 was falling on hard times, and went from, it's a small Christian school, and it went from 5,500 kids enrollment and not too many online to down to 900, a little above 900 kids, and um, they're about to shut the doors. So, long story short, they bring in some dude and kind of turns it around. A former basketball coach hung up the whistle and took on more of an administrative type of a gig and ended up turning it around. Once things kind of got into place, he ended up hiring Dan Marley, who used to be a player for the Phoenix Suns and a 14-year vet in the NBA with Phoenix, and ended up, after his playing career was over, coaching for Alvin Gentry with the Phoenix Suns as an assistant coach. And so anyway, Larry Colangelo, who was with the Phoenix Suns while Thunder Dan Marley was there, called Marley, said, "Hey, I have an opportunity for you to talk to the president of Grand Canyon University. Would you be interested?" Thunder Dan, which, like I said on the show today, sounds vaguely like somebody who should be in the Chippendales, like Thunder Dan. But he obviously got the interview with the dude and ends up accepting the job. And in their third year right now, they went to Division One. That was the whole thing. We're gonna go to Division One. We need a coach. Call up Thunder Dan, see what he says, if he's willing to do this. He says yes. They're in their third year right now. First year 15-15, second year 17-15. Now they're 22-4. They play in the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference, and have got some pretty impressive wins this season. One specifically on the road at San Diego State, a team that has only lost 10 times at home in the last decade. So, that's obviously impressive. Unfortunately, being that they are in a transition mode, going from D2 to D1, you have to sit out, I want to say it's 4 years. So you can't play in the tournament. It's funny, like, it's just looking at myself in the screen. I'm using a webcam, and so therefore my face is just right there. That's why I'm not always looking just at the camera. I'm trying to look away from the expressions that I'm doing. Anyway, Thunder Dan has taken them, and like I say, they're 22-4. The unique thing about this school is that they are sort of a hybrid type of a school. I mentioned that they had a little over 900 kids back in 08 when they were really falling on hard times, right? Now they have 15,500 kids on campus and 60,000 kids online. They are in Phoenix. They are, by enrollment, on campus online, bigger than Arizona State, which is in Tempe, which is a suburb of Phoenix. They are Grand Canyon University. I'm 40. I had never heard of these guys before. And so now they're doing they're doing really good, and Thunder Dan is really taking them where they need to be. So that is what we let off the show with. We talked at length about this for a good half hour. Because for whatever reason, I think it's cool. I think it's cool that a school that was basically about to shut its doors is able to be where they are right now. They have not raised tuition in the last 7 years. Financially, they're stable. Apparently, they took a $1 billion loan. The place is beautiful. It's very modern, and it's just apparently the place to be. And the basketball team, like I said, is 22-4. But Thunder Dan is taking kids who weren't really recruited that much out of high school. He's also taking a lot of graduate, well, not a lot, you can only field 15 people on the team, but either way, he's taking, a couple graduate transfer kids, so it's not anything, amazing. It's just he is coaching them, like he said, to be a top 25 team through hard work and dedication and commitment, sacrifice, things like that. And so I feel like it's a very cool, feel-good story that I wanted to put out to the masses. And hopefully, if you get a chance, you go to Fox Sports, you read that article, because it's cool. It's cool. Dan Majerle, Thunder Dan, I'm hoping that he sticks it out. He wants to make Grand Canyon University into a Butler, into a Gonzaga, and I hope he does. I really do. I think it's funny that a school like that in a city with a big-time four-year school, Arizona State University, which has been obviously around for decades, and in a very, very short amount of time, he is going to eclipse their basketball team, for Phoenix domination. And I'm praying that they actually set up a home and home, if you will, whatever, between Grand Canyon and Arizona State, because I know it's going to happen. Grand Canyon University is going to thump them, and Arizona State's going to end up saying, we don't want to play anymore. Take your ball and go home. And it's amusing to me because that's going to happen within a couple years. And they've been around, or they've, been doing this at Grand Canyon for not too long. There's their third year in D1. And so Thunder Dan is doing really, really good things with him. And like I said, it makes me feel good to throw this out there. It's kind of not in the mainstream type of a news story, but I think it's very cool. After that, we kind of got into chatting about the NBA trade deadline. That really wasn't, and how I was kind of shocked that Blake Griffin didn't get traded, along with Dwight Howard didn't get traded, but Dom, my co-host Dominic Temke, mentioned the flip side to it is, hey, who wants to pay those guys what they're going to be asking for? And he's got a good point. It's bittersweet. Kind of, I don't know if catch-22 is the right phrase or not, but take Blake Griffin. Clippers want to unload him. Obviously, they're doing really good without him, so they want to unload him. Yet no other team wants to trade for, number one, what Clippers want to get for him. Number two, he's going to be a free agent, so that team that trades and gives away pieces for him are going to have to eventually sign him, and I'm assuming the dude's going to want a max deal. So there's that side to it. Clippers still want to get something for the dude, but other teams are like, and myself included, I would be that guy too. I'd be like, he's punched the equipment man in the face and broke his hand. He's got some issues. And the same thing goes with Dwight Howard. The guy, he's always injured. Seems like he's never healthy. and he's going to want a max deal. He's also kind of a personality issue. So, you know, basically we chat about how it was a very ho-hum, very unexciting trade deadline. And then I think we ended up getting into defenses of today in the NBA versus, you know, in the 80s and 90s when they could hand check and, you know, be a little bit more physical. But the stats actually show that this era of basketball, the defense is better. And, I mean, it's pretty easy to just say it's because of the zone defense. You know, it just gives you obviously a whole nother dynamic to be able to draw up defensive plays around, comparatively to only being a man-to-man. You know, I kind of likened it to the NFL, whereas if you were only able to play man-to-man defense, the good quarterbacks in the league would have a field day because they would find the weak spot in the D and it would be over. So that's why a lot of teams play zone defense against better quarterbacks because it clogs lanes. And so that was my comparison, and it ended up, you know, going over well. Trying to think what else we got into. I'm not really talked a little bit Johnny Manziel. I hope I never have to talk about him again. He's not even that good at, you know, he showed glimpses and that's what we talked about, but he never really was, yeah, whatever. Trying to think if we chatted up any more football than usual. If anything, it was too prominent. You know, at the end of the day, we kind of hit on some just smaller things. I don't even have my, you know, I gotta be honest with you. I am terrible at planning and rehearsing. This is all cold. This is just like, whatever. And so I don't, without having my notes in front of me, it's tough to remember what exactly I talked about today, because as you can see, I can ramble. I can just let it go, and but yet at the same time, I don't know. I can't remember. So anyway, I'll wrap it up. I just wanted to. This is the first Shirt Skins recap show. It's gonna go on YouTube, and I'm hoping to put together a decent YouTube channel. Not, you know, this professional. I want to keep it this professional, and so we'll see how it all goes. But welcome and goodbye from the first Shirts versus Skins recap. I'm Alistair Conrad. I will see you soon. See you.